Welcome to a special video presentation of Ask Fonzie, presented by One Click Direct, your source for home enhancement products and ideas. Today we will be showing you how to install some beautiful offset shelving manufactured by Easy as Pie. These shelves are solid sapeli hardwood and are absolutely gorgeous, available in single pieces or in kits for design flexibility. We will be using some simple tools to do the installation: a screwdriver, 2-foot level, 4-foot level, drywall anchors, a tape measure, and a pencil. Let's get started.
I'm going to be installing two shelf systems here, so I want to make sure that they're centered to the wall. I've done some pre-measuring, so one of my shelves has to be at 9.5 inches away from center. So I've taken that measurement to 9.5. I've made my mark. Now I just need to determine what height I'm going to install the shelf at. I like to kind of just put the shelf up there just to kind of see if that's an appropriate height for me. So let's give it a shot. Just going to make a small mark on the top of the shelf. And I'm going to measure from that top of the shelf 2.5 inches to the line that I had made previously off my center. So now I'm going to get ready to put in my first anchor. But first I'd like to show you the shelving. This is what the face of the shelving would look like. So this would be the finished side of it. And then if you turn it around, this part will be right here. This one would then be somewhere over here. We're going to take that measurement next. The distance between the top of here and the first where your screw should set is 2.5 inches. Which is the measurement that we made from the top of the line where we wanted the highest point of our shelf to be to where we're going to put our first anchor in. Now that I know my height, I want to transfer this line to the other side so that I would be able to attach the other side of the shelf on the anchor. The way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to transfer the line from one side of from the shelf to the other. It would be approximately 16 inches. So just want to make sure you don't make too many marks on the wall. As long as that's level, you can make your mark on where the other height would be. And all you're doing this is using this mark as a reference. Once I've transferred this line over to this side, now I know that the measurement is 10 inches straight down. So what we want to do is find a line and make the 10-inch mark on the wall here also. Now we know that it's 16 inches from this point here. What you want to do is you want to grab a level. Make sure you're right on the vertical line. Level it off, and again, this is also a reference, kind of just make sure you're kind of at the same height. Once you've done that, this measurement from here can be transferred over here, which would again be 16 inches. Since we know that that's our height, all we need to do is make the cross on 16 inches. This point here and here are where you're going to be installing your anchors. This is a self-tapping anchor. Has a thread on it, so it grabs the drywall. It actually pierces the drywall, drives itself in, and then grabs itself with the flange on the end here. What you want to try to do is leave them with a little bit of gap just so they catch the back bracket of the shelving. You can always come back and adjust them if you need the shelf to be a little bit tighter. And again, leaving that 1/4 inch so that the bracket can fall right in. So now we've installed our anchors and our screws. Now we're just going to drop the shelf in. Once I've determined that this shelf here is at level, what I want to do is I want to transfer the lines to this side of the shelf using a level. Take my level and make a transfer line as long as my little level is leveled here. Make that line. That'll show you what the other height of the other shelf is where it's going to be. 3.5 to for the installation from the top of the shelf. So I've made my mark. This is where my first anchor will be. Now to determine the other side, I'm going to take a measurement off the shelf, and it is at 16 where my other measurement needs to be. So I'm going to put this right on my cross lines here and make a mark on this side of the wall. Again, this is just a reference point. Then I'm going to grab my level and extend this line vertically . I've made a line. And then what I want to do is then transfer the same level using a 4-foot level from the top of the rail of the first shelf I installed. And again, this is just a reference point. Once I've made a mark and I'm level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same measurement that I had on this shelf, which would be 2.5 inches. So make your 2.5 inch mark. And this is where your other anchor will go. So now you have both positions of your anchors. So let's go ahead and install the anchors and see what the shelves look like. Now we're just going to repeat the process of installing the anchors. So again, you attach it to your drill, apply pressure to the wall, make sure that they're right on the cross marks that you've made. And install your anchor. Set your screw. Remember, make sure you leave about 1/4 of an inch exposed so the shelf could sit on it. Move on to our other section here. And again, install the screw into the anchor, leaving the 1/4 inch of reveal. We're going to position these to drop in. Once they're in place, this is what the shelving system would look like. And now you start adding your hardware to it.
That concludes our installation video. For product information, visit easyaspie.com. For all your home enhancement needs, visit oneclickdirect.com.